Hello everyone and welcome to episode 68 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channel, as it is the Superpower Series. In our main event, we get to see the Champion Carnival winner, Masahiro Chono, taking on the Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion in Mitsuha Masawa. That should be a fun main event though, as far as those two, kind of as far as we're always on the polar opposite sides of the 90s of the Japanese Pro Wrestling war, if you will, as far as from the All Japan side and the New Japan side. And then they eventually, as far as I thought they did have a match. Maybe not. Now I don't know why I'm blanking on that. I know obviously Kobashi had the match with Chono, but I could have swore Masawa had one against Chono as well. But as far as so that should be fun. As far as to see how that plays off in our main event. We have as far as so much more to talk about though for that card, because that's gonna be a fun card as a Power Series. I think it's really shaping up to be a pretty good card. As the tour goes though, as far as we're gonna have a couple of title matches throughout the tour as well, as the All Asia Heavyweight title matchup, Koji Kanemoto versus Toshiaki Kawada, since Kanemoto beat him during the Champion Carnival. That's why this match is taking place. And then on night 6, we're going to have an All Asia 6-man tag team title matchup as the Holy Demon Army, which will be Taue, Hashimoto, and Fuchi against the Super Generation Army, of course, of Kobashi, Jun Akiyama, and Koji Kanemoto. As now that, obviously, Jun Akiyama lost in the All Asia Heavyweight title matchup, he now is back to being a 6-man champion. And then also, night 8, we're going to have Masao Kobashi take on Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto. That's obviously going to be a major main event for night 8. Night 10, Super Generation Army versus the New World Order for night 10. Obviously building up to the Chono-Masao matchup there. Then on night 11, the final night of the tour, Masao and Super Astro taking on Masahiro Chono and Jushin Liger. Obviously, Chono, Liger as far as the challenger for the heavyweight title and the junior heavyweight champion. And then Astro, of course, the challenger for the junior heavyweight champion. And then obviously Masao, of course, being the Grand Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, we always like doing those kind of mixed match little matches, but it actually works out pretty well for Chono and Liger since they're part of the actual same stable, so that should work out really well for them. As we already talked about the main event for the Grand Heavyweight title, but the co-main event, the UJPW Unified Tag Team Title matchup, Kenta Kobashi and Jun Akiyama take on the Big Van Vader Kensuke Sasaki team. So this is either going to be a major night for the New World Order or a big night for the Super Generation Army. As far as with Kobashi and Jun Akiyama, they have a chance to win the tag team titles. If Masawa can beat Chono, boy, they'll have a good piece of the gold of the UJPW. But if Chono wins, if Vader and Kensuke retain, then you have Liger if he retains. Then, on top of that, if Tenkoji can beat Headhunter and Vampiro, and the Great Sasuke and 2 Cold Scorpio can retain their belts, my god. The NWO is going to have like all the belts, damn near, but the 6-man and the All Asia Heavyweight title. That would be pretty crazy to see. But as far as another match, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Dean Malenko, Toshiaki Kawada. 3-match, obviously, from the Champion Carnival, which Malenko won, and that was a 99, which I'm sure this match here would be about the same as that. As, can Malenko be... I'm trying to think, as far as the last Gaijin to win the All Asia Heavyweight title, I believe, was Vader. I'm trying to think if anybody else had won it since then. So, it was either Vader or Hansen was the last one. But other than that, that's a great opportunity for Dean Malenko to be able to, add to the list of accolades he's had. But that'd be the first heavyweight title for him. Well, no, he was part of the tag team title, as far as him and Wild Packers when they were tag champs. So that'd be his first singles heavyweight title championship, but that'd be big. That's gonna be a fun match though. Obviously, junior heavyweight title matchup: Super Astro and Jushin Liger. This evil Liger run has been pretty fun so far, and he's taking on Super Astro here. We had the Nuki Sano match, which I thought was really fun to do, and now we get another challenger for him and Super Astro. They did have one match, Best Super Juniors 2 years ago, which Astro lost to him, so should be interesting to see how they do here. But yeah, Astro, of course, is kind of holding up the Ultimate Cosmic Kings as far as holding them up by a thread here. Obviously, since Dragon has been out with a torn meniscus, but as far as that's a great chance for him to get some gold while Ultimate Dragon's healing up. The All Asia 6-man tag team title matchup: British Combat Club, Holy Demon Army. Should be a good 6-man there. And so the British Combat Club, they get a great opportunity because obviously Regal's still away. This is a chance for Norman Smith and Dave Taylor to get a big one over the Holy Demon Army, which you see there. They will, in fact, win the Night 6 main event there for the All-Asia 6-man tag team titles. So, title change here during the tour for the 6-man tag team titles. The Super Generation Army team, they had a great run. They were one of the best trios that we'll probably ever see hold those belts, but I think it's time to give it to the Holy Demon Army, so they might walk away still as just holding almost all of the All-Asia titles, having the 6-man and the heavyweight, if they both retain, obviously. The All-Asia tag team title matchup here between Tenkoji and the Headhunter Vampiro. Obviously, the quick title change due to, as far as with Vader and Kinsuke, then also the quick title change as well, with as far as getting the belts off of Terry Funk and Big Titan. So we've had a pretty unique kind of situation with these tag team titles, both the All-Asia and the Unified tag team titles. So far, just already in 1999, and this is a good chance for Tenkoji to get their first ever All-Asia tag team title reign. Of course, for the Headhunter and Vampiro, they've already got one defense, looking to make it 2 there against Tenkoji. Should be a fun little undercard matchup. Then for the junior tag team titles, Yoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto against the Great Sasuke and 2 Cold Scorpio. It felt like, since we're ending out the card with an NWO Super Generation Army title matchup, as far as for the last title matches, the first title match of the night felt like it'd be a fun story to have it be, as far as Super Generation Army versus the New World Order. But yeah, Koji Kanemoto, a guy that gets a chance to go from the All-Asia Heavyweight title, which obviously you see there he's going to lose, but still he's beaten Kawada, and that was a big win. To go from that to go back to try and be a junior tag team champion with Kikuchi, and not only that, just to try to stop the NWO. I like that. I like that story, and I like that he's willing to do anything, even if that means going down a weight class to take out somebody from the NWO. I just feel like that's a great sign. And then the opener, 8-man tag between as far as 2 of the newest stables, but one of them's technically not new. It's just a repackaging of a name, and obviously the addition of somebody as the Death Squad, which will be the former Blonde Squad, but now, as far as instead of it being just Johnny Ace and Candido and Jericho, since, we sent Dan Spivey to FMW, and then obviously, Hansen's retired, so, with that being said, there was a leader missing, and I felt like the best case scenario was to have it be Doc, and have Doc and Johnny Ace kind of team throughout 99, and kind of the idea is that's going to be kind of the team going into the 2000s as well. For people that if you want to keep booking, keep going along with it. And as far as just felt like that was a good idea to do that. And the World Class A-Holes. You probably can tell just from the name who's in it, but we're going to have Jado and Ghetto. They're making their debuts with Dick Togo, because I just love that trio. And then the heavyweight team that is a part of the World Class A-Holes is Takayama and Manabu Nakanishi. So that's just a great way for not only Takayama and Nakanishi to get involved more on the tours, but also I think that gives them a bit of a home for them. So we get a new stable there in the World Class A-Holes. I just love, just the idea of having, obviously, Dick Togo, Jado, and Ghetto. Like, that was the idea, was that trio. And it felt like they needed some more kind of muscle and more firepower, so adding Manabu Nakanishi and Takayama to that. I think that's a good call for that, because Takayama's obviously on the rise. We're trying to get Nakanishi going, but it's taking some time. And I think Jado and Ghetto, they're going to have a great debut. I really do think that as far as from what I've seen from them in FMW, just from how they've been booked. I think we've had them for about a year there, and they've done really well. They're one of the top performing acts there. They're kind of getting high 50s on tour shows, which is pretty good for an FMW, as far as for how well that goes. And Dick Togo's around the same. He's maybe mid-50s, low 50s. So I just feel like it's a good time to bring him up. But, yeah, feeling good. Feeling good about this final show. All the tour shows are set. We're ready to go. Let's run this Night 1 show. As, for the first night, really the big thing here is, so the main event was going to be, the idea is going to be advertised as a heavyweight title matchup, much like what we saw last year. And it will be, instead, it was going to be Misawa and Dan Crawford. But Crawford is, of course, gone. We can't have that match. So Hansen announces that his replacement is, as far as it's going to be Doug Furnas now. So Furnas and Misawa for the heavyweight title. It's a big opportunity for Doug Furnas, but I think everyone knows, obviously, how that's going to play out. Taue and Honoro as TEW passing on tips on psychology to Honoro, and then Kobashi wants to put over Chris Candido. Everybody wanting to fucking put over Candido. What a nice... I mean, just what a list of guys to have put him over. But yeah, we'll have the Hansen thing as a pre-show. As it just promotes the new main event. Explains what I just said there as far as with, Darren Crawford. The idea, what we're going to tell the audience, though, is that he missed his flight. But obviously, you guys know he's gone to WCW. As Masawa getting the win over Doug Furnas in 20 minutes. Just felt like we didn't need to give them a whole lot of time. I guess we can give him 24 just to make it a little bit more credible. But yeah, they don't need to really go long or anything. As for the co-main, now that's a good question. We have the New World Order and Los Bravano. It's not a bad call. It's Tenkoji and Yuji Nagata against Vampiro, Headhunter, and Abyss, as Vampiro's going to beat Yuji Nagata. So that's a big win for Los Bravano, first of all. Then we have Wild Pegasus D. Malenko against the Tactical Tactician Squad. So Wild Pegasus will be getting the win in 20 minutes. This could be the co-main, though. Doc and Ace, as we're seeing them team here. It's not announced that the Blonde Squad's turned into the Death Squad. It's just, for the first time, Doc and Johnny Ace. Well, actually, we had them... Oh, no, that's right, we didn't. I was about to say, I thought we had him team. But no, that was... we had the entire Chairman Carnival, the book, since then. So, yeah. So this is his first time teaming up with somebody that's obviously not been Gordy or Gary Albright. So that's just kind of cool, just to think about from that perspective. Yoshika Kuchi and Koji Ketamoto against the Can-Am Junior Express steal the show matchup, as Koji Ketamoto is going to get the win in 11 minutes. Takamichi Michinoku and Yoshiro Takayama taking on the Satoru Sayama Takama's 4 team, as Tajiri's going to beat Sayama. Sayama's pissed. That kind of makes sense. Then Hase and Kazuchika Vegeta. As far as the Young Lion matchup, Vegeta's obviously about to train for his fight, so only a couple days we have with him, and then Jinsei Shinzaki will be being Marufuji in the opener. I think it's going to be a pretty solid show, though. Yeah, we'll probably run the Nagata City Gymnasium here for this big-time kind of big main event with Doug Furnas in Masawa, as far as Doug Furnas getting a heavyweight title matchup. But yeah, Stan Hansen's a little... This is why we have Hansen here, as far as for, talking about kind of Gaijin liaison, as far as he is the kind of the Gaijin authority figure. So it just makes sense. Makes sense for that. As far as Jinsei Shinzaki beating Naomichi Marufuji in 10 minutes, not a bad little opener. 58, oof, as Hase was off his game. Still gets a 62, though, just the match itself doesn't really deliver, but the Golden Arm Bomber from Hase in 10 minutes. 61 from Takayama. Oh my god, I did it again. Taka Michinoku and Yoshiro Tajiri beating the Sayama Takama's 4 team. It's a good little matchup. It's almost dead even. Wrong team probably won just by a point, but other than that, I'm cool with it, though. Sayama with a 57 at 40 years old is pretty crazy, but that's, another story for another time. But Tajiri getting along with the buzzsaw kick is pretty cool. 76 from Satoshi Kikuchi and Koji Ketamoto against the Can-Am Junior Express. They're in a unique spot right now, obviously, since Crawford's gone. But I do have plans. It's in a couple of months that this guy's contract is running up, and I'm not taking no for an answer. I've made my mind up with that. I think this is the perfect time to swoop in and get this guy. Someone I've been wanting a long, long time. I think it's finally time. Which is kind of weird, because obviously we only have, by the time that deal expires, we'll literally have, maybe 5 or 6 months left, if that, but I think it'd be worth it. But yeah, Koji Ketamoto with the Koji Clutch win over Lance Storm in 11:27. It's an 82 for Doc and Ace against Scott Norton and Terry Funk. Right decision there. Yeah, I mean, the Doc, Johnny Ace team. Figured their finisher could be kind of fun. You have an Oklahoma Stampede, and then, he kind of runs him into the buckle for it, but before he actually does the slam, he'll throw him into Johnny Ace for the Ace Crusher. So it's kind of like the Mike Barton, Johnny Ace kind of finish from when he would throw him into Johnny Ace, but it's a little different as far as from that perspective, because, obviously a Doc kind of feel to it. But yeah, Scott Norton was the worst guy in the match, funny enough. I figured it'd be, bad, but I didn't think he'd be the worst guy in the match. But yeah, Terry Funk, Johnny Ace still doing well is cool to see. We probably need to change Johnny Ace's, as far as what we should have done is had him cut his hair for this tour. So we might do that. We're gonna have him have the cut hair, so it's a more a more serious approach for Johnny Ace, and kind of this new idea of the Death Squad. It's a lot more serious for him. It's taking his he's taking it seriously type of thing. But Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka losing here to Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. I love this match. Obviously, because two teams with excellent chemistry, but they could work together really well too. As Wild Pegasus with the Wild Bomb in 20 minutes. Nice little matchup there. 75 from Los Bravado and the New World Order. Nail in the coffin from Vampiro, Vijay Nagata. Obviously, Abyss is bringing that match down. But yeah, I mean, Vampiro and Headhunter, slightly better than Tenzan and Kojima, but yeah, all around, probably the wrong team won. But it's nice to see the champions win in the Grand Heavyweight title match up to 92 somehow. As Masao beating Doug Furnace with the Tiger Driver in 24-29. It's a good match. It's a good win, and all around, I'm obviously that's his fourth defense, and Misawa, kicking off the tour, retaining his gold. Well, all around, yeah, but I think that went way better than the last year's show, so that's nice to see. But yeah, I mean, that's a great little main event. All right, well, what a great start to the tour. Can't go wrong with that. And so on to night 2 we go. Alrighty, night 2. As a backstage incident, here's Koji Kanemoto. Wants to put over Takeo Mori. Sucks that they're in the same stable, so that probably will not happen either. Fuck. As, I mean, the main event last year was Masao Kobashi losing to Hiroshi Ase and Kensuke Sasaki. First of all, that's a huge win to be thrown away on a tour show, but, now the world-class A-holes, they're making their debut. As I believe it will be, I believe it's going to be Dick Togo, Jado Geto, and then it's either going to be Takayama and Nakanishi. I'm assuming it's going to be Takayama. But as far as for the main event, Kobashi and Kanemoto against the Holy Demon Army is a good call. As that's pretty big. Taue is going to beat Kobashi too. What the fuck? So I get why. Now thinking about it, because we're having obviously Kawada and Kanemoto night 3, so it's going to be the next show. So you don't want to have those two getting involved. Maybe we could have Kawada beat him. Because they'll be 1-1 technically going into the match. Yeah, let's just do that instead, because I just feel bad about having Kobashi lose. Yeah. We'll see how that match goes. It should be pretty good. New World Order, Los Bravado, the 6-man. I don't think that's going to be good enough to be the main. But yeah, we don't really have a lot here. We've kind of stuck it very much undercard heavy. Yeah, this is going to have to be the co-main. So Kensuke's going to beat Abyss. So you're having the tag champs versus tag champs, 6-man, and then obviously Hase and Abyss being involved. But yeah, Kensuke beating Abyss. Then, boy, I mean, I guess we gotta go with the New World Order and Flinzuki, which is Yuji Nagata and the Great Sasuke against Jerry Flynn and Machizuki. Yeah, I don't know. The Fantastics versus the Technical Technician Squad should actually be a little higher. It's a steal the show match, too. Zotani's going to get the win. Yeah, I like that a little bit more, to be the match before the co-main. TTS has beaten him like every time, but the first time back in 94, so yeah, I mean, we've done it a good bit throughout the years, and every time it's been TTS. Oh, and I don't know why it had a match. But, yeah, I mean, I guess we can go with Kikuchi and Honoro, or Chavo and Hayabusa. I think we'll go with Hayabusa and Chavo, because I know Hayabusa is going to perform well. So he's going to get the win there in 10 minutes. And then the world-class A-holes. It's Takayama with Dick Togo and Jado and Geto against the Kano brothers, Shinichi Nakata and Masashi Aoyagi. Dick Togo is going to beat Masashi Aoyagi, which Aoyagi is the best guy in the... He's one of the most kind of unimportant guys we have. I kind of wish we would change that, though, to somebody else. Yes, though, Kazuki Fujita out there. I think that's for the best there. Yeah, have Dick Togo beat him. Fuck yeah. They should perform well, and with Takayama, too, I think they're going to be a fun little stable. All things considered, then yeah, Kikuchi, Honoro, as Kikuchi will win, and then Damien and Akira Raijin, which, of course, Damien's going to beat the Young Lion there. Oh yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty good matchup here. Yeah, we should be good to go. They have it in Osaka, which I think we're going to change that. Yeah, we just ran Chubu. I don't know why I clicked on that one. Yeah, we'll run the Star Lane. That's a good call. Be a sellout, so that should be a good sign. Yeah, night 2 opens up with a 45. Oof. Oh, they don't click. Fuck. I felt to say Damien's definitely over enough, but yeah, they just don't click, and it hurts the opener there. As far as having a bad match, it's going to hurt the entire card. Well, this went well. Kikuchi and Honoro, as Kikuchi getting the win at 9:37. So 58 for the World Class A-Holes. Yeah, Jado and Dick Togo, not really there compared to Geto and Takayama, which even then Geto is still, he's just slightly better than George Takano and Kazuya Fujita. Obviously, they're light years ahead of him, but yeah, I mean, not the flying debut that I was hoping for him, but I mean, I knew that there was going to be a difference since it's FMW, and as far as like their ratings, a little bit different because of it's a smaller company, but it went pretty well. Pretty well, yeah. Just Geto with a 52. That's not a bad starting point. Yeah, people have started off a lot worse, than that. Hayabusa beating Chavo. Look at Chavo. He's been here almost a full year now, and he's still in the 40s. Hayabusa beats him with a Falcon Arrow in 10-10. 77 for the... I forgot these two have excellent chemistry. How could I forget? So it was still a good match. Sasuke and Yuji Nagata beating the Machizuki Jerry Flynn team. It's the Inzaguri from Sasuke or Machizuki. Yeah, I mean, Machizuki's just not at the same level as everybody else. 73 for the Fantastics against the Tactical Tactician Squad, rather. Otani with the Cobra Clutch over Jackie Fulton. Yeah, I mean, Otani and Jackie did the same. Shinichi Funaki, best guy of the match, and the Minoru Tanaka was slightly below Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. But, yeah, I mean, all around, it was a decent little matchup. At 80 for the New World Order versus the Los Pavano team, it's Kensuke Sasaki with the Northern Lights Bomb over Abyss. Fun match. I love that New World Order team of Vader and Kensuke. Like, it's a fun powerhouse team, and they're so far been performing pretty well, and Hase's doing well as well, so that's a good sign. Main event, though, in 88, Kanemoto and Kobashi losing to Taue and Kawada pinning Kanemoto with the powerbomb. No doubt Otashi combination. I like that, too, because it's a tag finish. It's not like he's using his move on Kanemoto. He's winning because of Taue is there involved in the finish. So I think all around, that went really well. Another solid main event, though. Not bad. We're rolling right along here through these main events, saving these shows. I think Night 3 should be another banker with Kanemoto and Kawada for the All-Asia Heavyweight title. Alrighty, Night 3, no backstage incidents, so we can hop right into the main event once we pick a venue. As, Sendai Sun Plaza for this show as well. That's a good call. Alrighty, so yeah, Koji Kanemoto, Toshiaki Kawada, always heavyweight title matchup, which Kawada will win and retain. It's nice to have some title matches, though, on this tour, because it's obviously, we want to make it a big deal, in the Superpower Series, and to have a couple title matches throughout it, so that's kind of nice to see. But Super Nation Army, New World Order, I think it's a good co-main. It's Masawa Kobashi, Akiyama Takayama against Chono, Vader, Kensuke, Sasaki, and Kaiji Muto, as Muto's going to beat, obviously, Takayama, just from the list of names there. That one makes the most sense for that guy to lose. I mean, Damian Vampiro against Tenkoji, I don't mind that. As far as this is to give Kojima a win over Damian. Then El Samurai and the Golden Kings, rather. As, so Samurai with the Golden Cosmic Kings against the Great Sasuke, Tuko Scorpio, and Jushin Liger. Sasuke is going to beat the Golden King. We actually might make that the 6-man matchup right before the co-main. Then, Shinichi Funaki and Shinjiro Otani against the British Combat Club, as Otani will be beating Doug Williams. It's a 10-minute matchup. Brad Armstrong and Terry Boy against a world-class tag team, as Geto's going to beat Terry Boy. So this is just to have, because Brad Armstrong's going to make the match work, and just kind of everything else should fall into place. And then the Can-Am crew taking on the Death Squad, as Candido's going to beat Lance Storm. Yeah, this is obviously just to see how they do as far as now the debut of the Death Squad, and just kind of seeing like, alright, I teamed up with Johnny Ace, and it went well, now he's going to team up here, and it's like, wow, we're really rolling. And then the debut of the Death Squad's really going to be official. It's kind of the idea here. Then Tomohiro Honda's going to beat Akira in the opener, as, we gotta cut off some time here. Let's give them 16 minutes there, I guess. Didn't really think about that, but yeah. we'll just, yeah, so that'd be an hour 30. Or, 2 hours and 30 minutes, rather, Jesus. But I went the opposite way, as, yeah, it should go over well there. Let's run it. See what we get. 65 for the opener, as Damone Honda and Kira with a 65. As Damone Honda with a German suplex win in 10 minutes. Not a bad opener at all. 81 for the Death Squad versus the Can-Am crew. It's Candido pinning Lance Storm with the Blonde Bombshell. So yeah, I mean, again, just you're feeling that they got something cooking here with Steve Williams teaming up with them. That should be fun to see how the Death Squad keeps going. But yeah, it was a fun match. Fun match though. It's nice to see that Doug Furnas, he's still doing well, obviously, just by himself. But hopefully with this new edition coming, it goes over well. Man, sucks that this match sucks because Brad Armstrong gets a bruised pectoral muscle, because this should have been a pretty good match. 78 and then 53 and 50, but John Ghetto get the win. As Ghetto with a complete shot over Terry Boy in 10 minutes. We probably have to change his finishers if I had to guess. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun win. Fun win from the world-class a-holes. As the Shinichi Funaki Shinjiro Tani match goes over pretty well. As they do lose to Doug Williams and Norman Smiley, but they were probably the better team when you look at it from a ratings perspective. Doug Williams almost in the 50s, though. That's a pretty good sign, but yeah, just Norman. Norman's still doing well for us, but that Funaki Otani team is pretty solid. Pretty solid. I'd only imagine what it'd be if it was Minoru Tanaka and Funaki with a chemistry boost. Like, that probably went really, really well. It's an 80 for Damien and Vampiro against Tenkoji, as Satoshi Kojima pinning Damien with the sit-out spinebuster. Nice win for Tenkoji there. And yeah, everybody did pretty well, but Damien, makes sense, he's the worst guy in the match to take the fall there. It's an 83 for the sixth man of Liger with Tuco Scorpio and the Great Sasuke. So this is his last day feeling injured, or being injured rather, for Tuco Scorpio. And all around it was a pretty good match. And yeah, I mean, Liger and Sasuke just kind of carrying the match itself, but especially Liger, with the 92, he's just on fire right now. And 87 for the 8-man Super Generation Army, losing the New World Order. Kaiji Muto with the figure 4 leg lock on Takeru Mori. Something to be the Shining Wizard or something, or even the Muda lock, or fuck, even the, just a flat-on moonsault I would have took. But we'll take the 20-minute main, or co-main event, rather, an 87 rating. Kaiji Muto did outperform Masawa, so that's fun. And then, yeah, Kobashi, Chono was close. Yeah, mainly just Mori, worst guy of the match, so it makes sense he loses there. Damn, a 77 for the All-Asia Heavyweight title matchup is Kawada, making his second defense with the Kawada driver. That shit the bed. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, that should have been a little bit better, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess. Yeah, just both guys holding back. Tough. Yeah, I mean, we had to have a bad main event eventually, I guess. Just sucks it was that one. And an All-Asia Heavyweight title matchup. So yeah, on to Night 4. We go. Alrighty, Night 4. This was a backstage incident. Wow, a lot of them. Kinsuke lifted the locker room when organized and won a video game tournament. Liger's probably putting somebody over, right, I guess. Oh, nope, he gave the locker room a lift when he unveiled the series of spot-on impression of some of his colleagues. That makes sense. That's something Liger would definitely do. And Doug Furnas once put over Takeo Mori. That could actually help us out a lot. So that would be awesome if we can set that up. As far as Takeo Mori could really use that win. So as far as this card goes, as far as the main event, oh yeah, I mean, Super Generation Army, New World Order, depends on what it is, but yeah, that makes sense for it being the main event, as Kobashi will be beating Kinsuke Sasaki, so a little build-up to why, as far as Vader and with Kinsuke and Kobashi and Jun Akiyama, building up a little bit there. More than anything, we'll probably have as the co-main. That's a good question. So we have Los Bravano against Tenkoji and Liger. Liger against Damien. I don't mind that as a co-main. Let's go ahead and put it there, just for now. As far as, because this is an interesting 8-man. Massive Chi, and then, I don't know why Minoru Tanaka's over there. It's kind of weird. I'm assuming that was supposed to be Masato Tanaka. I got the wrong Tanaka. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. There we go. So Brad Armstrong, he does have his injury, of course. But yeah, Holy Demon Army, BWO. Fuchi's going to beat Taka in 20 minutes. Yeah, I feel like that Makes sense there, and in that spot. Wild and Ready versus Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. This is a massive win for Wild and Ready. Takayama's going to beat Wild Pegasus. This is mainly a size advantage there, more than anything, and just, I think that's a believable finish. Doc and Johnny Ace against Akatoshi Saito and Takashi Azuka, as Steve Williams is going to beat Akatoshi Saito with the new look, with Johnny Ace with the cut hair. Usually got a Chavo, sure, we'll just throw that there for now, but I think Shudo and the World Class A-Holes is going to go above it. Yeah, Sayama losing to Dick Togo, or just, boy, I'm sure that he's going to love that, yeah. We're really putting over the World Class A-Holes in their first kind of run here. And then Candido and Akira Raijin, as Candido's going to beat Raijin there. Yeah, we'll probably switch that around. I mean, yeah, it's a solid little show. Solid little show. I mean, we probably could go Holy Demon Army BWO as the co-main, but I think we'll stick with what we got right now. As, yeah, this is empty. I always forget about that. We've run the Star Lanes already. Don't want to run Kanto yet. Yeah, we'll run one of the bigger venues now. Yeah, we'll run the Nakajima Sports Center. Alright, for night 4, it's a 65 in the opener, as Yuji Nagata beating Chavo with the crossface. Nagato's almost in the 70s, so that's a good sign. 65 here from Candido and Akira Raijin, who's off his game, and yeah, just kind of all around a pretty brutal performance from him. But Candido, with a blonde bombshell in 10 minutes, as Tiger Mask 4, Sayama, and Nuki Sano losing to the world-class A-Holes. Dick Togo with a 43. Yeah, Dick Togo is, boy, we gave him a lot of the debuts in the beginning. A lot of the wins in his debut. Probably should not have done that. Probably should at least gave it to Geto and or Jado as well. Because Geto's been actually really solid. Just Dick Togo's kind of bringing everybody down. Which is not good. I figured he'd be the best one out of the three, just from the way his ratings were going. But that has not been the case at all. Yeah. Sayama, though, obviously declined physically, which makes sense since he's 40, but yeah. So, oh wow, Akitoshi Saito and Takashi Iizuka are an excellent chemistry team. There you go. Sometimes you just gotta throw shit together. As Steve Williams and Johnny Ace get the win here, as Doc pins Akitoshi Saito after the Oklahoma Stampede into the Ace Crusher. It's a fine match, though. Johnny Ace and Steve Williams I think they're a pretty solid team, funny enough, so it's worked out really well. Doc's still a man. So 78 for Manabu Nakanishi and Yoshihiro Takayama against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Obviously, ratings-wise, this makes no sense. But from a size-wise, I think it makes a lot of sense. Takayama, massive man. As far as I believe, he can have a believable win over just about everybody on the roster. Unless, it's like Vader or somebody. Even then, that'd be a fun-ass match. But it's Takayama's just not at that level yet. But we're trying. This is really his big year for him to get some big wins. And getting one over Wild Pegasus is huge, though. And that was a 78, so not a bad match at all. 79 here for the co-main event. As Fuchi submitting Takamichi. Oh, no, this was before the co-main event. My bad. Fuchi, though, with the STF win over Takamichinoku. Taka did pretty well. Snorton did pretty well. Yeah, just Brad and Terry Funk kind of carrying the match. Obviously, those guys. And then Hashimoto, though, with the big 90 being the absolute leader of that matchup for sure. Brad Armstrong would have been a little bit better, obviously, but the injury slowed him down. But all around, not a bad little matchup. The co-main, though. I'm glad this went as the co-main, as an 84. Liger with Tenkoji. So the NWO beating Los Bravano. Liger beating Damien with the Liger Bomb. Love it. It's actually a really good match. Yeah, Liger and Vampiro and Headhunter, they all had some good performances. Really, everybody did well, but that was exactly what we needed. And then 89 for the 6-man. In the main event, Super Generation Army, New World Order. Super Generation Army beating the New World Order. Kobashi the Brainbuster over Kensuke all around. Solid main event. Just this roster stacked. It is what it is. We've done a really, really good job, I think, of building talent, but also how we have spread it out, with all of our different groups. The New World Order stacked, Super Generation Army stacked. I would say the Holy Demon Army is pretty stacked, and everything's kind of working together. Vampiro and Headhunter have really become a pretty good unit together, and the BWO has been fun to see, and just kind of everything's flowing together really, really well to where we can have good ratings with just about anybody involved, match-wise, so that's been pretty great to see. As yeah, on to night 5 we go. Alrighty, night 5. Backstage incident. Big Van Vader. Oh my god, he wants to put over Candido. Chris Candido might be the guy that's going to run this company in the 2000s. The way so many people want to put him over. That is hilarious. But yeah, I mean, for this main event, little Super Generation Army, New World Order, can't go wrong with it. You know, as far as Kobashi, Jun Akiyama, Takeo Mori, against Vader, Kensuke Sasaki, and Hiroshi Hase. Yeah, Kensuke wanted to put him over. So we might do that. Now, as far as, I think it was him. Hold on, let me just double check that. We'll take a look here. Yeah, it was Johnny Ace and Doug Furnace, that's right. A lot of people wanted to put him over, but not Kensuke Sasaki. Damn. So yeah, we'll just keep that as is, though. That should probably be the main. We have... So yeah, this is kind of the debut, I think, of the Death Squad in that matchup. As far as that's when we'll officially, call them the Death Squad. But yeah, Tenkoji, Headhunter, and Abyss. Obviously, Abyss will be losing that one. Vampiro and Nuki-Sano is a pretty fun match, though, to have as a co-main. Vampiro going to beat him. So I think we're going to have a Shudo, Los Pravano matchup. Yeah, because we got Yamasaki and Honoro. Well, that's Shudo. Yeah, so that's on the undercard is Yamasaki's going to beat Honoro. And then Tiger Mask 4 and Sayama against Psychosis and Damien. Psychosis is going to beat Sayama. And yeah, then Hideki Osaka and Satoru Osaka against the Golden Cosmic Kings. So the Golden King going to get the win in 10 minutes. So I'm just kind of going undercard heavy for a little bit, because I'm just kind of trying to decipher what's going to be a Steal the Show matchup, what's going to be where. So now we just have the Death Squad versus the World Class A-Holes as Johnny Ace with Jericho and Candido against Dick Togo, Jado, and Geto. So yeah, Candido's going to beat Dick Togo here. I think that's the right call to have them lose there. As, yeah, we'll have that go here. And then for the World Class A-Holes, I'm assuming it's just going to be... Oh, so... Yeah, we double-booked Dick Togo is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I do like that they get a win here in Hashimoto and whatnot, but I don't think we're going to have them be involved in this match. That being Nakanishi, Takayama, and Dick Togo. I think it's going to be another trio instead. If we can. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I mean, the NWO is not a bad call. But I don't love that. I kind of want to see the Tactical Tactician Squad, to be honest. So we'll go Funaki, we'll go Minoru Tanaka, and we'll go Tomoe Honda. We'll see what they do here. But yeah, Hashimoto, he's going to beat Tomoe Honda. I think that's a good call. It's a fun little 6-man. Gets those guys a great opportunity to work with some, high-level guys. Oh, Fuchi's the fucking agent. There we go. We'll have it be Jumbo. Cool, that's another show that we're gonna probably have to cut down. Oh, wait a minute. We have 9 fucking matches on this card. What in the world? Wow. Yes, something had to get changed. Oh, that's because of this. Has this been added twice? Oh, it has been. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I was about to say, what the fuck? There we go. So yeah, TTS, Holy Demon Army. We'll, put it after the Headhunter Abyss Tenkoji matchup. Yeah, we're good to go, though, on that perspective. Again, I don't want to run Kanto, so I think we'll just run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza here for Night 5. Here we go. Yamazaki and Honoru as the solo opener, 61. And Yamasaki getting the submission win in 10:05. 63 for Damon and Psychosis against Tiger Mask 4 and Sayama. I think that's a good call there as well, obviously. Los Probano. They're just rolling, Psychosis just needs to get over, kind of more than anything. He's talented enough, for sure, already. That's the Golden Cosmic Kings beating Hideki Osaka and Satoru Osaka. It's the Golden Kick from the Golden King over Hideki Osaka. It's a good little performance from the Golden King as the Death Squad of Johnny Ace, Chris Jericho, and Chris Candido, which we'll still probably call them the Blonde Squad at that point. there at night 5, because obviously they still haven't done the 8-man with Doc, but this is kind of the culmination still of that. Candido pinning Dick Togo, though, with the Blonde Bombshell. It's a good performance, though. The Blonde Squad now into the Death Squad will, they're a hell of a little group. Yeah, Jono and Ghetto still doing well, just, it's Dick Togo somehow getting worse and worse as time passes. Headhunter and Abyss losing to Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan, as Tenzan with the Anaconda Vice over Abyss in 20 minutes. The 86 for TTS and the Holy Demon Army. That went really well with an 86, but yeah, mainly because of Hashimoto, Fuchi, and Taue. But yeah, nice little win from Hashimoto with the Jumping Spike DDT over Timon Honda, which Timon Honda and Minoru Tanaka did exactly the same. Obviously, Tanaka was really off his game, but still, it's pretty impressive. 81 from Vampiro and Nuki Sama. I'm surprised that didn't go as well as I thought it would. Figured that'd be a little bit better, but that's alright. Main event's an 82. That kind of stunk, as Jun Akiyama and Takeo Mori are off their games. I'll be a Vader, pinning Takeo Mori with the Vader bomb in 20 minutes. Shout out Vader. Still doing well. In real life, he would be doing All Japan stuff at this time in 99, 2000, so that's about where he would be. Real life would be around the mid-70s as far as performance-wise. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Kensuke, though, second best guy in the match. Shout out Kensuke Sasaki. So yeah, it's kind of funny how the Kobashi, Akiyama, Hase, Kensuke Sasaki stuff, and Vader, how those kind of main events haven't really delivered as highly as I thought they would, but so far it's been a pretty good tour. Can't really complain too much. That was crazy. That was the best thing on the card, though. And we just added that, so shout out that match doing well. Not bad at all. As on to night 6 we go. Alrighty, night 6. As backstage incident, rather. Stan Hansen passing on psychology tips to Abyss. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. As for this card, Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army. This is a big 6-man. Hashimoto's going to beat Jun Akiyama. Of course, this is for the All Asia 6-man tag team titles. So we have the new champions there. Should be a banger. Should be a banger. Co-main, Wild Pegasus D. Malenko against Tosha Kawada and Yoshinori Ogawa. As Malenko's going to beat Ogawa, so a little build up to the All Asia Heavyweight title matchup there. Los Bravano NWO. Yeah, don't mind this at all. As far as Headhunter, Vampiro Abyss against Tenkoji and Hase, as the Headhunter's going to beat Hase. Yeah, I don't know about that. I haven't done this before, so we'll let it roll. But yeah, Hase's a little unhappy about that, and that does make sense. That does make a lot of sense. Los Bravano and Shudo. Oh boy, yeah, that's definitely going to be an undercard matchup. As Damon's going to beat Kazuya Yamasaki, which Yamasaki's going to be unhappy about that. Jericho and Ghetto, as Jericho's going to beat Chris Jericho's going to beat Ghetto there in a Steel of the Show matchup. And the Death Squad versus the World Class A-Holes. So Dick Togo with Manabu Nakanishi and Yoshihiro Takayama against Doc, Johnny Ace, Chris Candido. So this is kind of the debut of the Death Squad as them being officially called the Death Squad. I know it's kind of weird to say that, but as far as it just makes sense from this perspective to finally have them, if we were to able to, as far as being able to switch back and forth between them not being called the, as far as the Blonde Squad and the, as far as that's probably how we would do it as far as from that perspective. But Osama Nishimura beating La Parka in the opener, as well as Brad Armstrong beating Naomichi Marufuji. I think we'll have, I think that's actually going to be better. Yeah, let's bump this up, bump that down. Alright. So yeah, basically, Shudo Los Bravanos, kind of the story of this one as far as for the undercard. But then also we're having, as far as Death Squad and World Class A-Holes as well, being told on the undercard. And then obviously the main event, though. The big main event for the 6-man tag team titles. I believe we're going to run Osaka for this one. Yeah, let's go halfway here. Let's run the world. Actually, yeah, let's run the Osaka Prefectural Gym. Titles changing hands in the main event. It's a 60 for the opener. Actually went a lot better than expected. Osama Nishimura does pretty well there. It's a nice little win in 10 minutes. 67 for Brad Armstrong and Naomichi Marufuji. Yeah, even with the Brad Armstrong injury, still does a pretty solid little matchup. So yeah, side rush to leg sweep from Brad Armstrong over Naomichi Marufuji. It's a 71 for Los Pavano, and they beat Shudo as Damien with the Marionette over Kazuya Yamasaki. Sikosis and Damien, 60-61. Yuki Sano, 78. And then Kazuya Yamasaki with a 64. Yeah, all around, probably a definite upset for sure. But I'm still cool with Los Bravano getting wins. It sucks that Damien was off his game because he should outperform Yamasaki, but it is what it is. Jericho and Ghetto having a fun little matchup as the Lion Tamer. Chris Jericho over Ghetto in 10:30. Not bad at all. An 80 for Death Squad and World Class A-Holes with Steve Williams pinning Manabu Nakanishi with the Oklahoma Stampede. So yeah, Doc, Johnny Yates, Chris Candido. Nice little performance there. And yeah, Dick Togo still. I feel like he's getting worse and worse. It's so funny seeing his ratings drop time after time like that. But Takayama Manabu Nakanishi did pretty well, all things considered. But yeah, just different class as that Death Squad. Los Bravana, though, beating the New World Order. I don't know how I feel about this, because obviously a much big win for the champions, but at what cost, at the same time. I don't know why Hase was so upset, because he was the worst out of the 5, obviously barring Abyss. But, all around I think it was a pretty good matchup, especially considering Abyss being involved. So 91 for the co-main, D. Malenko and Yoshinari, and Wild Pegasus beating the Yoshinari, Jesus Christ, Yoshinari Ogawa and Toshiro Kawada team. It's D. Malenko submitting Ogawa with the Texas Cloverleaf in 20 minutes. Yeah, that's right, call that Ogawa lose, and just Malenko, Wild Pegasus, just again, putting on great performances in tag matches. In the main event, new All-Asia 6-Man Tag Team Champions, as the Holy Demon Army are champions. Again, as I believe they were the first ever champions, but I believe it was Kawada, Taue, and Hashimoto. So this is a little different than that team, obviously, but yeah, Hashimoto pinning Jun Akiyama with a jumping spike DDT. What a win. All around, I'm very, very pleased with how that went. Taue, Fuchi, Kanemoto, and Akiyama all with 79s. It's pretty funny. And then Hashimoto and Kobashi, 89s and 85. So the right team wins. And all around, I think that was a pretty good show, all things considered. Definitely that co-main event, though, formed really, really well. Yeah, so we're now over the halfway point of the tour, as we just have nights 7 through 11 left. So far, no injuries. No major injuries, rather, as far as we've had Brad Armstrong get banged up. But other than that, we've been, pretty smooth sailing from here. And as far as those are the title matches from the card, from this tour, rather, on the tour shows, it's pretty cool that we've had 3 of them already in the first 6 nights. But yeah, now we're going to kind of now towards building towards the final show and kind of focusing that more so than not now coming up. But yeah, on to night 7 we go. Alrighty, night 7. So we're back in Chubu. Yeah, I guess that's fine, I guess. We'll run the Nagoya Congress Center, I think is a good call. I don't think we should sell out Chubu or anything like that. Actually, let's run the Walk-In Professional Gym. Why not, right? Go back to back. Night 6 and 7. And plus, it's back-to-back days, too. So that kind of makes sense, as far as we don't have to travel that far for this show. But Night 7, Super Generation Army, New World Order, as Koji Kanemoto, Sergio Gucci, and Takeo Mori are going to beat the Yuji Nagata, Gray Sasuke, 2 Cold Scorpio team. A little build-up there for the Junior Tag Team title matchup, as Kanemoto's going to beat 2 Cold Scorpio. That's obviously not going to be the main, but it was just nice to get that out of the way, as, boy, there's really not a full-on main event that I'm loving yet. We have the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup split up into 2 singles matches. So as far as Headhunter and Tenzan, we'll have that be the main for now, as Tenzan's going to beat Headhunter. That's a big win for Hiroshi Tenzan. I believe they haven't had a singles matchup, so first time meeting there in the main, and then the co-main will just have it be Satoshi Kojima and Vampiro, which Vampiro will be beating Kojima. So obviously splitting that 50-50. Another first time meeting singles-wise, so that should be fun to see how those matches play out. Obviously, rarely do we see singles matches main event or an even co-main event, unless it's something special like this when you're building up to a tag team title matchup. You have 2 singles matches on the card. So we got the Fantastics in the World Class A-Holes, which I don't think that's going to be that high on the card. As Shuji Kano and Shinichi Kano against Damon Honda and Shinjiro Otani. It's a fun little match. Johnny Smith and Dave Taylor against Hashimoto and Tanaka. Yeah, I guess we'll put that here, as Tanaka's going to beat Dave Taylor. Also have Jerry Flynn and Yoshihiro Tajiri, which I absolutely love this match. Obviously, size-wise, it kind of wouldn't make a lot of sense, but as far as karate kicks and doing a lot of fun spots as far as from that perspective with Tajiri and Jerry Flynn, it could be a lot of fun, but obviously I think Flynn, size-wise, kind of, you figured he would kind of destroy him in a real fight, so just kind of makes sense for him to get the win there. Yeah, we'll probably do Takano Nagano against TTS. Here's Tomononda's going to beat Shinichi Nakano. It's fine by me. The Fantastics and the World Class A-Holes. Let's give it to the either Jado or Geto. We'll have it beat Geto over Bobby Fulton. That's fine by me. Bobby Fulton's a little unhappy about that. That's a big win, though, over Bobby Fulton. And Wellington Wilkins Jr. will be beating Naomichi Marufuji in the opener. So, yeah, rolling the dice with that main event, co-main event, with it being a fresh matchup. But should be a fun card nonetheless. Wellington Wilkins Jr. with the 71 as he gets the win over Naomichi Marufuji in 10:25. 68 for the Fantastics in the World Class A-Holes as, Dick Togo still mid-40s, but Jado and Geto are getting better. So Geto pinning Bobby Fulton with a complete shot. 67, 68, and 61 from Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton, and Jackie Fulton. All around, I think it went pretty well. We could probably have Bobby and Jackie take on Jado and Geto, and it'd be a pretty solid match on this tour. So Tani with a stinger, that could have been bad, as he gets the triangle choke win, does Tomoe Honda over Shinichi Nakano. Sucks that it's only a decent little matchup, but I think the injury kind of hurt that more than anything. 71 for Jerry Flynn and Yoshihiro Tajiri, which they have great chemistry. That warms my heart. Cross arm breaker from Jerry Flynn over Tajiri. I love it. Fuck yeah. Fucking love Jerry Flynn. There's an 80 for Johnny Smith and Dave Taylor against Masato Tanaka and Shinya Hashimoto. It's Hashimoto and Tanaka get the win as Tanaka with this tornado DT over Dave Taylor. Obviously, Hashimoto and Tanaka is kind of the, I would say the faces of 0-1 in those kind of early and even mid-2000s years. Especially after Hashimoto passed, Tanaka kind of felt like he was the guy, him and Otani for 0-1 for a lot of years, so I just feel like that makes sense to have them team up for the Holy Demon Army there. It's an 82 for the Super Generation Army in the New World Order. It's Koji Kanemoto pinning Two Cold Scorpio up to the moonsault. Yeah, they did pretty well. Almost exactly the same, just Sasuke a little bit better than Kanemoto. Can't go wrong with that match, though. And then an 80 for Kojima and Vampiro. Oh, they have great chemistry. As Vampiro, nail in the coffin. Felt like that could be a cool finish, as far as, it'd be cool if, Kojima goes for the lariat, Vampiro ducks it, kick in the gut, nail in the coffin. But you could, what's crazy about Vampiro is you could do that nail in the coffin from, like, the middle rope, if you really want to get crazy with it, but Kojima's way too big for that. And then 82 for Headhunter and Tenzan. It's Tenzan with a Tombstone driver, rather. Gets outperformed by the Headhunter, but yeah, obviously wanted to make that 50-50. As far as from a booking perspective, there's a lot of guys that are not usually that high up on the card delivering in a big way, so I'm very pleased with that. Really the only guy that's used to being in main events is like Hashimoto and Tanaka, if that, and obviously Johnny Smith's kind of used to it when he's teaming up with Regal and Smiley, but just him and Dave Taylor, not so much. And same thing with the Super Generation Army and the New World Order. Those guys specifically not really used to being that high up on the card, so that went really well. That was a nice night there for Night 7, kind of the future of UJPW, a lot of those guys are, so that was nice to see. As on to Night 8, we go. Alrighty, Night 8, as no backstage incidents, so you can just hop right in. So as far as, this is where we're kind of breaking up a little bit of the British Combat Club and Holy Demon Army matches, while also building up the little junior tag matches with some singles matches with Kikuchi and Two Cold Scorpio and Koji Kanemoto and the Great Sasuke. All also having, of course, Masao Kobashi versus Masahiro Chono in Kaijimoto, which will be a draw. About to say, when's the last time we had them have a draw? I think this is the first time. So we usually get a winner out of these two teams battling it out, but oh no, we did. Okay, I was about to say we did the in '98 we had the time limit draw. So it's been a while, but yeah, basically whenever it's not the tag league, or the Super Power Series, back in Night 5. We had this a bit of a rematch here, or not a rematch rather, but a kind of throwback. It's the first time those two teams ever squared off against each other. So that should be fun to kind of run that back. It's kind of crazy to think, just as far as how much has changed even in those 4 years with the being part of the NWO and whatnot. I mean, as far as I think Hashimoto and Norman should be the co-main, Norman's going to beat him. That's a big win for Norman Smiley. I'm about to say, they haven't had a singles match either, so another first time meeting there. We'll go Kanemoto and Sasuke here, which Kanemoto is going to beat the great Sasuke, which these two, they had a J-Cup match and then the Best of New Japan World on a TV taping. So that was kind of back-to-back there. So technically, they've only faced off one time from where the people usually see it, but in the save at least, they've wrestled twice. So Kanemoto getting as far as a win there is nice to see. I mean, this is not a bad match by any means as far as Tanaka and Fuchi against Dave Taylor and Johnny Smith, but I don't think it's going to be that good of a matchup. But it's a solid little matchup here in the mid-card. Then Kikuchi and 2-Coat Scorpio. It's a Steeler Show matchup, of course, since Kanemoto's beating Sasuke, Scorpio's going to beat Kikuchi. Then we'll have Filenzuki against Brad Armstrong and Yoshihiro Tajiri, as Machizuki will lose to Tajiri there. I just felt like that makes sense. El Samurai and Akira Raijin, which El Samurai will be winning. We'll actually bump up Ogawa and La Parka above it, as Ogawa will be beating La Parka. So a little Super Generation Army Shudo matchup there. Or no, Super Generation Army, Holy Demon Army, and Los Bravano matchup, rather. Jeez, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to think if we should even have Ogawa in that matchup. Just trying to think, because I would love to have, like, Jado Ogeto, but yeah, they're just not over enough, and neither is Van Dam or Lance Storm. Fuck it, let's have Doug Furnace. Fuck it. Doug Furnace and La Parka, why not? Just give something for Doug to do, more than anything. Sick. Alright, so yeah, we know we're good to go here. Yeah, this is definitely going to be Corkin. Actually, comes out Gymnasium, why not? Let's go big. Let's go big here for night 8. So 66 for the opener, El Samurai beating Akira Raijin with the Samurai Bomb in 10-14. Not bad at all. 73 for Doug Furnace and La Parka. That actually went really well. Frankensteiner from Doug Furnace. Not bad. Not bad at all. Brad Armstrong and Yoshihiro Tajiri beating the Jerry Flynn Machizuki team, which slightly better is the Armstrong Tajiri team, but it's relatively close though still. Buzzsaw kick from Tajiri over Machizuki, which I love that. I love that whole, Machizuki, Jerry Flynn, and Tajiri kind of dynamic. As Kikuchi and 2-Coat Scorpio having a nice little matchup, an 80. Scorpio with the Scorpio Splash in 10 minutes. So 78 for Tanaka and Fuchi against Dave Taylor and Johnny Smith, as Tanaka beating Dave Taylor with the Tornado DDT in 20 minutes. Not bad at all. It's an 82 for Koji Kanemoto and the Great Sasuke. So yeah, upsets in the junior matches, which is fine, as Koji clutch from Koji Kanemoto over the Great Sasuke in 24:04. Hell of a match, though. Especially for just a tour show. And then 89 for Norman Smiley and Shinya Hashimoto. Crazy if they have great chemistry. We've found out a lot of great chemistries from this tour. Funny enough, yeah, Norman with a big win there. Got the crowd hotter, too, for the main event. Hopefully it delivers. Obviously it does. It's 99 there from Masao and Kobashi and Chono and Muto. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you do that. As far as just have those 4 main event. And you'll be fine. Yeah, that's one of the best tour shows we'll ever run. By far. So yeah, we just have nights 9, 10, and 11 left. Coming up on the tail end of the tour. Everything's gone really, really well. We're building up to it. I think it's going to be a hell of a show. The way this is rolling. Everybody's pretty much on their A game, it seems like. And as long as everybody shows up for the final show, we should be fine. But if someone's off their game in a big-time matchup, like the main or the co-main, it might fuck us up a little bit, but we should be fine. So on to night 9 we go. Alrighty, as far as for night 9 here, see what we get. As we have, I think this is going to be the main, Kobashi, Akiyama, and Super Astro against Kinsuke, Vader, and Liger, as Vader's going to be Kenta Kobashi, so that's a huge win, first of all, for Vader over Kobashi, but yeah, obviously the actual team's going to beat the bit of a thrown together team, Super Generation Army, and the New World Order. So it's Misawa with Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi against Chono, Two Cold Scorpio and the Great Sasuke. So obviously this is a great match to build 2 title matches into 1 match. Misawa's going to beat Two Cold Scorpio. That's going to be the main, actually, yeah. And then, man, this is crazy. Los Bravano and the New World Order. So Tenkoji and Hase against Headhunter, Vampiro, and Abyss. So we did this earlier, but we had Hase lose this time around. We're going to have Tenzan win over Abyss. Was that night 6? So yeah, just a couple of nights ago. Nothing too far back. Yeah, Johnny Smith, Norman Smiley, Dave Taylor, Dean Malenko taking on Kiritawa, Shin Hashimoto, Masufuchi, and then Toshaka Kawada. So the Holy Demon Army versus basically the British Combat Club plus Dean Malenko. Again, 2 title matches into 1 with that building, and Masufuchi rather is going to beat Dave Taylor in 20 minutes. As I like that to go, yeah, right there. Kind of go back to back with those. Doc and Ace against Wild and Ready can go here. As Doc and Ace will win against Wild and Ready. Steve Williams is going to beat Manabu Nakanishi. Which, of course, will mean we also are going to have Candido and Jado and Jericho and Dick Togo as Los Bravano against Hayabusa, Jinsei Shinzaki, Hideki Ozaka, and Satoru Ozako as Sikosa is going to beat Hideki Ozaka in 10 minutes. I think we're going to have that actually be Gedo, and we're going to have Gedo get the win this time over Chris Jericho. I think that could be a lot of fun to see. As, yeah, what a win, first of all, for Gedo over Chris Jericho. I'm sure he's going to love that. That being Chris Jericho, but yeah, and then Candido and Jado, which that should probably be the steal of the show matchup. Let's see. Yep, Ferris. That makes sense. And then Candido and Jado. So Candido's going to beat Jado there. So yeah, we'll bump that up. Alright. Yeah, it's crazy that, again, we're going to have to bump this up to, oh yeah, well, trying to think if we should run Cork in here or not. I don't mind it. Don't hate it. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, let's change this back to 230. Yeah, all around I think this is going to be a pretty fun show, though. A lot of multi-man matches, a lot of time given to a lot of matches, and plus, a lot of building to that final show, which is the most important thing, obviously. But Honoru breaks his fingers here in our opener. It's a 66. Not a bad opener. Just, as far as it just sucks because of an injury, kind of hurt it more than anything. But, yeah, Damien, Psychosis, Jinsei Shinzaki, Hayabusa, and Satoru Ozako all doing pretty well. Just, yeah, kind of Hideki Ozaka, Honoru, and La Parker, kind of the worst guys of the match. As Psychosis pins Hideki Ozaka with the guillotine leg drop. So, nice little win there from Psychosis again. Sucks about the broken fingers. It's Candido beating Jado with a blonde bombshell in 10:05. Not bad at all. Obviously, Candido was tired towards the end, but all around it was a pretty good matchup. And then 70 for Jado, or rather for Gedo, over Chris Jericho, as Gedo with the complete shot in 2024. We need to give him the Gedo clutch. I mean, for Christ's sakes. It's his fucking namesake. Nakanishi and Takayama, though, losing to Doc and Johnny Ace. Steve Williams pinning Nakanishi after the Oklahoma Stampede into the Ace Crusher. Johnny Ace, I feel like, is getting better somehow. It's very odd to see this. It's the power of Dr. Death. I just know it. As a 79 here for Los Bravano and New World Order. Yeah, we never should have the previous match above this. As Vampiro Headhunter and Abyss losing to the New World Order. As Tenzan with the Tenzan Tombstone Driver over Abyss. That, first of all, that's a big guy to be hitting that move on, but that'd be an awesome finish. 86 for the 8-man of the British Combat Club with Dean Malenko against the Holy Demon Army. It's Fuchi with the STF over Dave Taylor. It's a nice win, first of all, and yeah, I mean, just all around, that Holy Demon Army is just rolling. Absolutely rolling. It's funny, Hashimoto's still doing really well. I feel like Kawada and Taue, they're kind of getting worse over time. It's kind of weird. I wonder if that's just them being off their games or what. Yeah, just holding back an inconsistency. Then at 88 for the co-main event. It's Big Van Vader pinning Kenta Kobashi with the Vader Bomb. I'm glad this went over well as also, as yeah, Liger, Kobashi, best guys in the match. Fucking evil Liger, though, killing it again. Loving it. Main events in 92. Sal with the Tiger Driver, Two Cold Scorpio. We could probably end the tour there, and that'd be a perfect send-off going into the final show, but we still have 2 more shows. And I still think they're going to be great ways to send it off. As far as for the tour, hell of a Cork and Hall show, though. I think they got their money's worth for sure. So yeah, so far, this has been a tour to remember. we've had some debuts, we've had some fun new alliances, we've had, as far as seeing some great, chemistry with a lot of guys, singles-wise, so that's been great. Just, everything's gone pretty goddamn well. I'm just waiting for something terrible to happen. Because that's what happens when you just think something bad's going to happen at any moment. As, on to Night 10 we got. Alrighty, Night 10. No backstage incidents or anything like that, so we're good to go to run this one. So Wild Pegasus, Malenko, Kawada, Tanaka. I love that matchup, so I think we'll probably put it in as the main for now. But that might get changed, but Wild Pegasus is going to beat Masato Tanaka in 20 minutes. Super Generation Army New World Order, that might be... Yeah, that's probably the main. Masato's going to beat Vader. Yeah, that's fine. As far as having Masato get the win there. Don't mind that at all. So, TEW and Ogawa against Norman and Doug Williams. Yeah, it's going to go way lower, but, TEW is going to beat Doug Williams, is what that was supposed to say. There we go. And then, as far as Terry Funk and Terry Boy against Takayama and Dick Togo, as Togo's going to beat Terry Boy, I'm fine with that. BWO and the World Class A-Holes, as Scott Norton and Taka Michinoku and Yoshihiro Tajiri taking on the Manabu Nakanishi Jado Ghetto team. As Nakanishi's going to beat Scott Norton. Norton's extremely unhappy about that. And we'll have the Can-Am crew against Shudo, Doug Furnace, Lance Storm, Rob Van Dam against Osamu Nishimura, Nuki Sano, and Kazuya Yamasaki's Doug Furnace is going to beat Osamu Nishimura. First of all, this is a great match. I think we're going to swap that and that. Let's bump this up, actually. Yeah, a lot of 10-minute matches, though, on this card. And then, to round it up, Fuchi, Chavo. This will probably be the opener, as obviously Fuchi's going to get the win, and then Nagata and Masashi Iwaki, which should be a fun little match, actually. So Nagata's going to get the win in 10 minutes. So, out of the 8 matches, 6 of them are going to go 10 minutes. So we're getting through this, for sure. We are running right through it. As another, I think we'll run the Nagata City Gymnasium again. And for Night 10, see what we get. As the opener gets a 70. Fuchi beating Chavo Guerrero Jr. with a backdrop suplex. Not a bad opener at all. 68 for Nagata and Masashi Iwagi as the Brainbuster from Nagata in 932. 63 from the BWO and the World Class A-Holes as Jado and Geto Geto outperformed Nakanishi, but Jado didn't. Scott Norton with a 59, Taka with a 56. I mean, for a lot of these guys that have just been around for maybe a year, if that, like half this match has only been here like a year, and it still performed at a pretty good level for a tour show, especially, so can't be too mad about that. German suplex from Nakanishi over Scott Norton. Terry Funk and Terry Boy losing to Dick Togo and Yoshihiro Takayama. An upset, for sure, but Dick Togo gets the win the diving senton, which has been he's had a couple of wins so far already. It's a good performance, though, from Takayama and Terry Funk, and even with the great chemistry, it helps them out a lot. 79 from TEW and Ogawa against Doug Williams and Norman Smiley. TEW with a dynamic bomb over Doug Williams in 10 minutes. 73 for the Can-Am crew against Shudo as Doug Furnace pinning Osamu Nishimura with the Frankensteiner. Yeah, I mean, the Can-Am crew did pretty well. It was pretty back and forth, Rob Van Dam, not the same level as kind of everybody else in that matchup. But it was relatively close. And Nuki Sano debuted a new power spot, too. Fuck yeah. Way to go, Nuki Sano. 92 from Wild Pegasus and Malenko against Toshiaki Kawada, Masato Tanaka. As Wild Pegasus is pinning Masato Tanaka with the Wild Bomb. And our main event at 91 as Masato with the Tiger Driver over Vader, which that's a big motherfucker to be picking up like that. Oh, what a match, though. What a match, what a win. As, basically the heavyweight and tag team title matches combined into one match. Can't go wrong with that. Night 10 in the books. We're on to our final tour show here for Night 11. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, because we made it to the end. And, so far, this is looking to be a banger still. This has went really, really well. As, on to the final tour show we go. Alright, the final tour show, Night 11 here. A couple of backstage incidents. As Geto, spot for his first wrestler's court, accused of failing to pick up a share of the tab. Well, he's only getting paid maybe $100 a shot. So probably shouldn't have him be picking up the tab at the bar, but hey, guess we're gonna have him pay. So he's been found guilty and sentenced to 5 drinks after the show. I swear to God. Oh, well, I knew it. I was like, it's either gonna be Jericho or Candido. And Hase wants to put him over. Unreal. Unfucking real. So, the main event, Misawa, Astro, Chono, Liger. So Chono's gonna beat Misawa. Huge win. The reason why this is happening too, basically, Yakuza kick, Liger and Astro distract the ref. As, Chono, after he hits the Yakuza kick, Kaijimuto appears. Moonsault off the top. Doesn't even wait, as far as right after the moonsault. Chono flips him over, STF. Misawa's out of it, though, basically, after the fucking all the shit that's happened to him. And he passes out. Doesn't tap out, he passes out. And I think it's going to be a fun finish, though, to have the challenger beat the champion like that. And kind of like especially at like a go-home, quote-unquote, show with the last Road to show. It's kind of like this might be the final image you see at the Superpower Series. But there's also 2 singles matches. Jun Akiyama, Kensuke Sasaki, and Kenta Kobashi and Big Van Vader will have this go as the co-main. Vader pinned Kobashi, as far as a couple of nights ago. Now Kobashi's going to get that win back with the win there, which will obviously mean Kensuke is going to beat Akiyama here. Now they do not have good chemistry, so that's going to be a steal of the show matchup. But also, New World Order, Los Bravano, 8-man tag. Probably not going to be this high up, but Vampiro will be beating Hiroshi Hase, so what a win for Los Bravano. As Hase's extremely unhappy about that. Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus versus Masato Tanaka and Yoshinari Ogawa's Dean Malenko's going to beat Ogawa in 20 minutes. So again, Dean Malenko's kind of running through the gauntlet there a little bit of some of the Holy Demon Army guys. Death Squad versus British Combat Club. Norman Smiley will be beating Chris Candido, which is why this is basically a number 1 contendership matchup for the All Asia 6-man tag team titles, and hence why the British Combat Club specifically will be getting their title matchup at the very next show here. So we'll put that there. And then Brad Armstrong and Shinichi Nakano and Doug Williams and Johnny Ace. So Brad Armstrong's going to be beating Shinichi Nakano, Johnny Ace, Doug Williams. Oh, we'll have it be a Steal the Show matchup since we need one. Have it be that. So Johnny Ace is going to beat Doug Williams. 3 minutes over as just give him 17 there, that's fine. Alright, yeah, we should be good to go though. Yeah, just Brad Armstrong still wrestling with that bruised pectoral. We'll change that actually, since he's working with a bruised pec. I'll have somebody else work that match. It's no big deal there, as me and again, I would love for it to be Psychosis, would love for it to be Rob Van Dam. Just too many unimportant guys, unfortunately. Kanemoto would be nice. Yeah, I guess we can go with Koji Kanemoto. Or even El Samurai. Didn't think about that. It's been about a week since the last time we saw him. Yeah, we'll go El Samurai. Why not? Yeah, that works for me. Samurai gonna be beating Shinichi Nakano. First time, as far as singles match too, to open up the show. Yeah, alright, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, we got to run wherever we ran for night 2, which was the storylines. All right, perfect. Let's run it. The 76 for the opener actually went really well, as Shinichi Nakano and El Samurai have a good little opener, as El Samurai gets the win and with the Samurai clutch in 950. Not bad at all. Johnny Ace and Doug Williams. Oof. Not a good steal the show matchup. Should have just had this be the regular matchup. So that was the 63. 79 for the 8-man of the New World Order versus Los Bravano. Vampiro pinning Hase with a nail in the coffin again. I'm not sure why Hase keeps on complaining about losing to some of these guys that are more talented than him, but I guess Vampiro was the best guy in the match. So he gets the win, though, with that nail in the coffin. Not bad. Not bad at all. An 82 for the Death Squad and British Combat Club. Norman Smiley submitting Candido with the Norman Conquest. So yeah, Doc with 89. 81 for Norman. Wrong team wins, but we're just, slowly building up the Death Squad. We don't need to push him right out of the gate. But that was a good little matchup. Good match here between Masato Tanaka and Ogawa and Dean Malenko Wild Pegasus. Again, just Dean and Chris doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but having a good match, too, nonetheless. But Dean Malenko with the Texas Cloverleaf over Ogawa in 20 minutes. Yep, 75 here for... Oh, yeah, that's right. This was a Steelers Show matchup. How could I forget? It's Kensuke Sasaki and Jun Akiyama. So we didn't even need a Steelers Show matchup. Just great. But Kensuke Sasaki, though, pinning Jun Akiyama with a Stranglehold Gama. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. An 89 for Vader in Kobashi. Kobashi with the Burning Lariat in 20 minutes. And then our main event's a 90. It's Masawa and Astro losing to Liger and Chono, as Chono with the win. With the STF after the Yakuza kick and the moonsault from Kaiji Muto from outside interference. But yeah, all around, I think it was a fun main event and a fun way to end out the show. To have Chono beating the unified Grand Heavyweight Champion. And we'll see if he will in fact do it again here at the final show of the Super Power Series, which is just a couple of days away. Funny enough to end out May, and then that will do it for this episode. But it's kind of crazy that we're a little over the half. We're going to be at the halfway point for sure of the series for the next episode, of course, with the Super J Cup. But then, boy, we're going to be rocking and rolling, past then, because as far as the kind of the lengthy part of the schedule is done with, the first half's definitely longer than the second half, and this is now coming up on the end. Hard to believe it. I mean, what's it now been? It's been over 700 shows, I think. Oh my god, 805. Oof. It's a lot. It's a lot. We're going to keep on going. We'll probably, let's see, if I had to guess. Let's see. It's not even guess. We'll probably give a good estimate of how many shows we got. So let's just take a look at last year. Last year we ran 105 shows. And we're at probably 53. So yeah, we basically got like 40 to go, 50 to go. So we'll finish with around 850, give or take. It's not bad. Not bad at all. On to the final show we go. Alrighty, the final show here, the Superpower Series. It is upon us. Nippon TV, CBS. Boy, oh boy, this should be a hell of a main event, though, as a lot of backstage incidents, too, as Terry Funk won a video game tournament. Holy shit, was it fucking Pong? Oh my god. I'm just Terry Funk just being a masterclass at the fucking Pac-Man arcade. On my luck now, that's so funny. So Akira and Shin Hashimoto's Akira's brought for wrestle court. Q's not joining the rest of them for a night out, as the judge Shin Hashimoto found him guilty and sentenced by drinks right after the show. Ultimo Dragon. He came to you backstage and thinks that Takeo Mori has a bright future. He wants to put him over. My god. We'll see if that can happen. As far as the main event goes, Masawa, Chono, for the unified heavyweight title, as Masawa beats him in 33 minutes. Yeah, I think this is the right call. I don't think Chono getting the reign. It sure would have been cool to see him get a win, but I just don't think it's necessary here. Let's see, Masawa's beaten him like every time in the singles matchup. They've only faced off in 2 Champion Carnivals, 96 and 97, so it's been a while at least since they've had a straight-up singles match. So it'd be a relatively fresh match. Maybe not so much from 97, but still, 2 years, seems pretty fresh. But Masawa beating Masahiro Chono there, and then a tag team title matchup, Kobashi and Jun Akiyama will be beating the New World Order team of Big Van Vader and Kensuke Sasaki. So a bit of a title change that doesn't really seem out of nowhere, but Vader and Kensuke Sasaki was a fun team idea. But I think the Kobashi Jun Akiyama team just has a little bit more juice to it. Again, 2 guys that we saw Jun Akiyama make his debut against this man. And to think, fast forward now 7 years, and he's winning the tag team titles with them. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool story, and I think they're a pretty fun team, too. And, for Kobashi, he's been Unified World Tag Team Champs with Masawa, and now being with Jun Akiyama, and of course he was a multi-time All-Asia Tag Champ with Kikuchi as well. So this man just keeps on racking up the accolades, and this is Jun Akiyama's second belt ever, as far as the 6-man tag team titles, and now as far as the the Unified World Tag Team title. So this has been a big year, 1998 for Jun Akiyama, that's for sure. All-Asia Heavyweight title matchup, Dean Malenko, Toshiaki Kawada. It will be Toshiaki Kawada, as that's a 28 there. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Kawada gets another defense, so I believe now, as far as the match before that, I believe it's Super Astro and Jushin Liger, as Liger wins, and afterwards, he gets a returning Ultimo Dragon to have the face-off, the face-off between the two, as, Ultimo Dragon, he's, as far as, when was that? Was that 90... Trying to think what year that was, where he basically retired out of the junior division. Must have been 98, as far as, so that full year being out of it. And he's coming back, though, because of one man, and that being Jushin Thunder Liger, a guy that, obviously, they've had their battles with, but to see not only, this evil Liger, so it's a different type of Jushin Liger, but also for Liger and Dragon to have this match with after, beating Super Astro, and this idea of him cheating throughout the match and just kind of being a piece of shit dickhead, and Dragon's, kind of seen enough, and he's like, you're not gonna, belittle my boy like that. So, that should be a fun match, though. Should be a fun match with, as far as we'll have Astro not be really... It'll be, he won't be rated. It's mainly just, as far as Liger and Dragon. And as far as, let's see, Ultimo Dragon returns. Now, what's so special about this is not only the return, but Ultimo Dragon issuing the challenge to Liger. And saying, listen, you don't need to be a part of that J-Cup. I'll beat you for that title, whoever wins the J-Cup, as far as that's the program kind of going forward. So I think that's a fun idea, to have Dragon Liger be on that card. We'll probably have it be the co-main, which is kind of crazy to think about, but yeah, I think that's a good call. And issues... a challenge. So yeah, big return. What's the last... it's been 7-8 months since the last time we've seen him. It's basically been, to think, September. I don't even think... Liger wasn't even part of the NWO, and to think, he was kind of feuding with the NWO going into that, too, because, they had the Unified Tag Team title matchup at the Summer Action Series. I think it's a fun idea. I think it's and plus he beat Chono, wildly enough, in the singles matchup, so that's kind of crazy to think about, too. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Absolutely perfect program for him to get back into, and to potentially go for the junior heavyweight title another time, too, is pretty fun to see. So yeah, that should be fun. Awesome. So, the British Combat Club, Holy Demon Army, 6-man. And they will retain the Holy Demon Army there. They're going to beat the British Combat Club. No surprise there, really. Just the sheer, power of this team here with Hashimoto and Taue and Fuchi is just too much. Too much for them. Tenkoji and Headhunter and Vampiro. We do have new tag team champions here as well, as Tenkoji beating Los Bravanos. So, the NWO, they lose out on the Unified World Tag Team titles, but they keep, they gain an All-Asia Tag Team title set there for Tenkoji, and that's their first ever titles, as that's huge for them. They've worked their ass off, for sure. They were the 6-man Tag Team titles, Tag Team champions, rather, not titles, but, yeah, to go from All-Asia 6-man Tag Champs to now All-Asia Tag Champs, I think it's a great progression for them. As far as that should be a fun match too. Should go over really well. And then the Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, Koji Kanemoto, Great Sasuke, Tuko Scorpio matchup, as Sasuke is going to be Koji Kanemoto, so a little win back for him, beating Kanemoto, beat him during the tour in that singles matchup. But then the Death Squad versus the World Class A-Holes, as the Death Squad will win. Steve Williams is going to beat Manabu Nakanishi there, and yeah, I just think that's a good sign. It's a good call, too, more than anything. So, I think that, I think we'll just run it like this. I think that's a good call. I was potentially thinking about having will where it was going to be. No, I think we'll just kind of save that because I was going to have Kaiji Muto challenge Kawada because that match is, as far as I think that'd be a fun match to see, mainly, but also because Kawada, he lost in the as far as the Champion Carnival Finals, and that was kind of an idea that the loser's going to get an All Asia Heavyweight Title matchup. So that'd be a good idea to have that be the program for the Summer Action Series. So that's. I think this is a good program. Kind of going forward. As far as Misawa goes, what's going to be for his Superpower Series? That's going to be a little bit as far as kept to the chest for a little bit. We're to keep that close by for now. But yeah, I think this is going to be a hell of a show. Let's see how it goes. As the openers, a 79, yeah. Figured something's going to be shit out of this steal the show kind of setting, and that will be it. But Ghetto with a 67. So there we go. That's a good. That's a big time rating for someone who's first ever kind of big show like this in front of the sold out Tokyo Dome too, no less. Should go over pretty well. Got the crowd buzzing too. It's a 95. Jesus Christ for the second matchup of Sasuke and Tuko Scorpio beating Seo Shikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. So yeah, best guy beats the worst guy. Pretty straight up stuff there. The Thunderfire Powerbomb, that's their second. That's the first defense. Never mind. That's right. They won the belts at the. Was that the Champion Carnival Series? Yeah, that was the Champion Carnival Finals. Never mind. There's a 90 for the All Asia Tag Team title matchup between Tenkoji and Vampiro and the Headhunter. New All Asia Tag Team Champions there as Tenkoji getting the win as Tenzan with the Anaconda Vice over Vampiro. That's a huge win. And yeah, what a match. What an upset too. Los Pravano, unfortunately losing out some gold there, but it's still early for him. British Combat Club and the Holy Demon Army. This was mainly Norman Smiley taking on three guys. But yeah, Hashimoto, Fuchi, Taue, what a trio, and that's their first defense. As they get the win with Hashimoto pinning Dave Taylor with the jumping spike DDT. That's not a bad rating for Dave Taylor, though. 65 is nothing to snark about. But yeah, Liger and Astro with a 98. As Liger with his second defense gets the win with the Brainbuster in 27:55. Hell of a match, though. Or 27:25, rather, excuse me. But yeah, what a match. The returning Ultimo Dragon. It's funny that he kind of fucked up the promo a little bit, but that's alright. Liger and Ultimo Dragon with this new version of Liger as well at the J-Cup in the co-main event. So that should be fun to see. Fucking 99 for the All Asia Heavyweight title. Kawada with the Kawada driver over Dean Malenko in 27:59. What a win, what a match, as the Holy Demon Army keeping their gold. 98 for the tag team title matchup in the co-main. Kobashi and Jun Akiyama, the new champions, as Vader gets pinned after a wrist clutch Death Valley driver. Unfucking real. But yeah, Kobashi and Jun Akiyama, they're a fun little team that has a great rating there. And a 99 for the main event as Misawa beats Chono with the Tiger Driver 91. Fuck yeah. Had to bust out the Tiger Driver 91 to break his goddamn neck. But yeah, Misawa with his fifth defense of his Unified Grand Heavyweight title. What a run he's had. He's just as good as from the beginning to the end of the save. And he's still fucking rolling right along, being an absolute savage in there. Love it. Yeah, 98 for the show rating. Can't really be too upset about that. 298s and 299s and 298s. Not bad at all. Couple of, obviously, I knew the angle wasn't going to go over well, because, most angles don't go over well, but, everything else was light blue. Again, we had to have a steal the show matchup, so it just kind of is what it is, but very, very pleased with how that went. We'll put over Misawa, we'll put over Chono, and, trying to think who else. Yeah, Kawada. Alright, yeah, since we just did that last time, we'll go Dean Malenko. That seems fair. But yeah, Chono, Misawa, put on some great performances. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And, as far as there was a potential, maybe have Kaiji Muto be the next challenger for Misawa, too, since obviously he led to, the losing to Chono in the tag team matchup, so we could go with that as well for the Summer Action Series. There's a lot of different things we can go with, but yeah, what an episode, though. Episode 68 in the books is the J-Cups, episode 69. Nice. Just fucking perfect. But I mean, that J Cup's gonna be pretty fucking awesome, if I do say so myself. We're gonna have a lot of new guys involved too, so that should be fun. I'm assuming we're gonna have Ghetto in it. We'll probably have Dick Togo as well, probably Jado. Taka's gonna be in it. There's gonna be a lot of new guys for sure, so that should be cool to see. As far as this is we're at the halfway point in the year, halfway point of as far as to the end of the save. Hard to believe it. Hard to believe. I still feel like we just started this thing. It's very odd. As this has been a lot of fun. Still been fun. Still has been every week. Kind of looking forward to it every time. Just like this is gonna be another chance to go back into the time machine. As far as because that's the kind of the different thing with this one compared to the New Japan save is now the New Japan save is so different than what the real life New Japan is. It's like going into a whole new world, but this is just like stepping into a time machine and kind of thinking like, what if all Japan and New Japan now would combine into one goddamn thing. So it's kind of unique from that perspective as far as kind of thinking ahead here. But yeah, we're over $100 million now, which is awesome. As far as I'm hoping we can get our prestige back up now that we're not in a kind of bad state of business right now. So that's been cool to see. We do have a couple of changes going on with, I don't know why I hit the, I meant to hit the child company rather. Mitsuya Yamamoto's the new booker, mainly because his ratings are really, really good. He's now obviously retired, and booking skill 80, repetition and skill 77, 76. Much better than Dory Funk Jr. was, so he's got the, he's the man. He is the booker. Hoping to see some big changes there. As far as I know, it's kind of weird to say that about FMW because you guys don't see it, but there's a lot of fun guys in FMW right now, and I'm hoping it goes well with this new change to help them out. But yeah, the J Cup is going to be interesting, as I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a fun finals for sure. Probably unique finals. Probably some guys that have never been in the finals before, but maybe not. We'll see. I know obviously Hayabusa is obviously an odds-on favorite anytime he's involved. Because last year was Eddie and Samurai, the finals? Koji Kenomo, that's right. So I think Samurai and Eddie was the semifinals. But yeah, Hayabusa won it the year before that, so we might see a first-time double winner. So that could be cool, but so far, it's been a first person winning every time. So that's kind of cool to see. It's crazy that this was an 80, because this is going to do way better than that, at this J Cup here in the co-main. So that's going to be fun to see. Eddie's not going to be back, though. That would be kind of cool to have his return be here, but he's still about 2 months away from being back, so still got to wait on that. But, so, it should be a good one. Should be a good J Cup. I think we're going to have Brad Armstrong on this one, too. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. And so we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.